All of a sudden we go from talking about Dr. Disregard Their Age to Sneako, the guy that defends pedophilia because he likes touching kids off stream. Now this is an allegation, just saying that now so I cannot get sued for defamation. But Sneako has also confirmed multiple times that he thinks the age of consent is completely bullshit and they should be able to consent to sex or sexual conversations the second they think their body is physically mature. Physically mature, not emotionally, not mentally mature, physically mature. He says as long as if you are within puberty and going through it, you are physically mature to consent for sex, which I find absolutely fucking disgusting. Anyways, here's the clip of him defending Dr. Disrespect, saying that the age of consent is bullshit essentially.
Like, why does that define the age of consent? I had a debate about this, and I said the age of consent is maturity, is the age of puberty, once the body is mature. Because, bro, I know some people, I went through puberty when I was like 17. There was some in there, bro. You remember those guys in middle school who be walking around in middle school gym? They be walking around ready to go to JV basketball with hair longer than yours coming from their armpits. Hey, you guys ready for gym?
Now I'm going to say this right now, I think that physical maturity and mental maturity are completely separate. You do not age symmetrically. It is completely separate. That's why the age of consent is 18, because at that age you have more understanding about the world and yourself over some random 13-year-old that had their puberty come early and had their balls drop or titties pop out quicker. It does not make sense in your context to base the age of consent or the age of maturity around physical maturity. It doesn't make sense because you can be as stupid as a snail while also going through puberty and not have good decisions. You're gonna regret them later in life. Like, name one person that's young that has good mental maturity and knows what they're doing and knows the most about themselves. Like, you're so willing to preach about the, like, taking of, like, puberty blockers or whatever the fuck else. I don't really know what they are, but you preach about it a lot. Having to know what you're doing, but you are completely okay with that same thing not applying to having sex. It's kind of contradictory for your own fucking prophecy.
Period 6, let's go to gym. You're like, what? I'm still wearing tidy whities. And then you're 15, 16, like, why am I still short? Any Asians can relate. I didn't go through puberty for a long time, you know? And so that's why the age of consent being strictly exactly on this second 18, this defines maturity. And everyone has to pretend like, yes, that defines maturity. This is the correct age, not 1 second more, not 1 second less. And if anything contradicts it, you're disgusting.
Yes, because like I said, it is because you do not age symmetrically, mentally. You can have your tits pop out at the age of 10. I don't give a shit. But you have the brain capacity of a dying toddler. You do not know what you're doing. You cannot consent to that stuff because you have no clue what it is. So you're telling me that if someone early blooms puberty and I don't know, starts it at 9 years old, they can consent to sex? You're fucking disgusting. It's truly disgusting what Sneako and people like him try and defend for pedophilia. It's pedophilia. Sneako is a literal predator. And like I said, in my last video about Sneako on the age of consent, he got debated about it, and he was quivering with his tail tucked between his legs, trying to answer it legitimately. He was too scared to actually say it confidently with his chest the second it got brought to his face. He started, like, talking quieter and less confident and less loud because he knew damn well he was wrong then and there.
What is a developed age? If you had to set a law for it, what would you set it? What would you set it about?
It's a developed age.
No, answer the question, you fucking pussy.
You see how?
Oh, you see how you want to answer the question? You see how he's gonna yap and not answer the question? I'm gonna ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question.
What was the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneako thinks you should be able to 9-year-olds. That's what Sneako thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly.
Now, Sneako also decided he wanted to try and attack Pokimane on stream and call her out for her fan base, knowing full well that his fan base is made up of cucks that decide to watch their wives or girlfriends get fucked from the sidelines. That's entirely what Sneako's fan base is. It's just a bunch of Andrew Tate fans that like watching their girls get fucked from the side.
Pokimane, your audience is just jerking off watching you, and everybody knows that. And you know it. Look at her. She's looking down saying, stop that. Look at that cringe. She's cringing at her simp fans jerking off on the stream all day, and she's aware of it. And then she has the balls to go say Dr. Disrespect's a terrible person. Bro, this is my problem with this.
They're both bad people, but like that doesn't.
But nobody cancels Pokimane. There's no hate brigade. Everyone's like,
text a 17-year-old.
but she has 13-year-olds jerking off to her, and she's fine with it and monetizing it.
See, Sneako, here's the really big important part about that. She's not eliciting it. She's not messaging and sexting underage people and asking to hook up or meet up. It's just completely different. Like, there's a complete difference from messaging those fans and being like, oh yeah, do you like it in your butt? And then just having someone jerk off to your stream. Like, you literally can't control that. It is impossible. You cannot control the actions of others, but if you engage in those actions, that's what's the bad part. That's the big, red flag, the one that says, don't do that. Because again, she can't tell her fans, hey, don't jerk off to me. She can't tell if they are or aren't. She has no control over it. But when Dr. Disrespect decided to message and continue messaging an underage minor sexual things, that's a completely different thing. That's why people aren't canceling Pokimane, because she's not eliciting it. She's not engaging in it. She might acknowledge it's happening, but what can she do about it? It's like the entire thing with Johnny Somali saying that PewDiePie is the reason a bunch of people got shot. He has no control over it. It's the exact same thing.
How is that any better?
I get that, but what do you want her to do? Not show her face?
Or don't get on a moral high ground about that.
The way she's it doesn't look like she's dressed crazy.
But she has no legs to stand on in a moral high ground about Dr. Disrespect when Twitch is 13 plus and her entire chat is jerking off to her and she's aware.
You know what? I unironically agree with Neon there. He's trying to actually point out the obvious. He has some form of common sense, it seems, here at least. And he's pointing out that she literally can't control it, dude. She's not dressing extravagant on stream. Like, what else can she do? Her fan base is young and, I don't know, degenerate people that jerk off to her. But at least it's not a fan base that watches their girls get fucked on the sideline like you do. Because it's spiritually good and it's revitalizing for my health. That's what you said. You said it is good for you to watch your girl get fucked by another man. You said it yourself.
She's like right here.
In a perfect world, what do you want her to do?
Don't talk shit about Dr. Disrespect. You have no legs to stand on. You cannot say that you're better than Dr. Disrespect and be like, canceled. He doesn't deserve a platform. When she has thousands of 13-year-old boys beating their meat to her.
We're gonna preface this right now before someone says, oh, Yin, you're just a tier 3 sub simp. Ah. I'm not. I can promise you that right now. I actually quite hate her still. And I do want to ask, Sneako, what kind of moral high ground are you on to call Pokimane out for anything else? You have done worse than her. You promote gambling. Like, what are you on about? Like, you're trying to call out Pokimane for calling out Dr. Disrespect for sexting a minor. But what kind of moral high ground do you have? How is your morality any different? Your entire audience is 13-year-olds that think Andrew and Tristan Tate are the coolest people on the planet. I genuinely think that I like Leafy more than Andrew Tate. And that's a fucking low blow. Not a lot of people like Leafy. At this point, I believe that even Alinity has better moral standing than you, Sneako. I think Alinity has more valid reason to call someone out over you, Sneako. Sneako, you have your entire audience, again, literally just children watching you because they think you're Super Sigma Ohio Skibbity Toilet. It's not funny at all. You're trying to call someone out on their morality and their audience when yours is 10 times worse. It is like twofold times 10 to the power of 100 worse. It is horrible. I don't think I've ever met a mentally sane Sneako fan, and that's saying a lot. Now, with all that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It does help me a lot. If you haven't already had an amazing day, I hope you do have an amazing day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See you, losers.